Here we go. Wow, ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the Mary D Talk Show. And I tell you, you know what happened a minute ago? I was so excited talking to our guest today, I lost track of time. So I like to first thank you, each and every one of you, for coming to the Mary D Talk Show. You know, I'm always happy to see you here. And today is no exception on this beautiful Monday. Take my stand down there. But this beautiful, gorgeous Monday, as I look outside, as I'm always, when has Monday ever not been beautiful? I think every Monday I tell you guys that, huh? Because it is. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. But anyway, I'd like to first thank you, our live viewers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. And then I want to thank you, our replay viewers. Replay viewers, you mean a lot. Because you come on when, let's say you're washing dishes or you're doing something and you just put the show on. Thank you for that. Thank you for all of you that have gone to YouTube and you subscribed. Many of you know I had set the goal at, I think, 10,000. I think that's what I said. I want 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube. We're not quite there yet. So, so please tell your friends and family to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube. It's the Mary D Talk Show, and you go to YouTube and you can subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'd like to also thank our sponsors for the show. Today's show is sponsored by, many of you hear me say this very often. Well, not the sponsor. First, I'll thank our executive producer. So Oliver Welch is the executive producer of the show. Hi, babe. And then we have our other sponsors for the show, the Idea Club. The president of the Idea Club is Dumas Martin Jr. Hi, Dumas. And if you're getting an S Corp, a C Corp, a 501c3, if you're doing our LLC, contact the Idea Club, and you'll see it scrolling by theideaclub.com, and give Dumas a call. He can help you. Next, I'd like to thank First Book Academy. If you're looking to write a book, go to First Book Academy. If you're looking to publish a book, Front Page Publishing. Many of you are aware. And then the Henderson Real Estate Team.info. Give them a call if you're looking to purchase a property. I'm saying all this main ambition. If you'd like to help students that are struggling in school and they need mentors and help them graduate, that's who you want. If you want to do anything along those lines, you can contribute or donate to that 501c3, which is main ambition. Now, almost forgot, new book coming out, the new children's book coming out. Bradley Can't Find His Pants. I tell you, for those of you, many of you already know the story of some of these books. The titles are sons' names. So Peyton, which was this one. This is the oldest son's book with his name on the cover. Peyton the Pink Whale with the Yellow Tail. And thank you to all of you that purchased this book. The second book was the youngest son's name is Justin Lost a Tooth. His name is Justin. It's Justin Lost a Tooth. That's his book. And the book that's coming is Bradley Can't Find His Pants. And I didn't even think the cover's done, but I should have it for you guys next week. I'll show you the cover of the book. I'm still working with the illustrators, but that will be out. So we still have we have other children. The goal is that all of my children's books have the name of the child, one of our children, and then hopefully the goal is to have names on the grandchildren. So that's 5 children, and that's 5 grandchildren. And I have to something has to touch my spirit in order for these books to come out. Bradley's took over 2 years. I told Bradley, I said, and not that that's a bad thing, but to be honest with you, I'm inspired by something. I can't tell you how Bradley's came about. I can't even tell you how any of these came about. I always say they literally are inspired by God, all of them. Let me say that. Every single book I write is God inspired. So this is based on a true story. Many of you heard me say this. Oliver and I were stuck in the elevator. We were on vacation in Brazil and we got stuck in the elevator. True story. This is a true story. But I also want to share with you books from other authors. And this author, she knows this. I mean this. She is one of my favorite authors and will be forever, all time. Because we all, and I'm guilty of this, we have a misconception that our age defines anything about us. And the truth is, it defines nothing. It defines nothing. And I am so proud of this young lady. She's 90 years young, and this is her book, From the Ashes I Rise. And I'm so, so proud of you, Dr. Henry. I really am. And I'm telling you, you can't have my copy. So I'm telling you now, you got to go get your own, go to Amazon and make sure you get your copy. And go some other books. I haven't been over books in a minute, but anyway, Saying No Nicely is this is the best-selling book I've ever written. I'll be honest. This is it. This one has done better than any book, any children's book I've written. Doesn't matter. Saying No Nicely touches a nerve. If you go to Amazon, I think it's like 21 reviews or 21 5-star fours. I think it's 4.5 stars. But I will say this. That's because this really shows me I wasn't the only one struggling with this. How do you say no to people and do it nicely? How do you do that? And so I give you the tools to do it in there. Another book, children's book. Have you seen The Red Elephant? Many of you familiar with that one. Yeah. I see the light catch it such a way. So have you seen The Red Elephant? This one I haven't talked about much lately, and it's the Big Black Journal. And if you open it up, it really is. It gives you what I'm going to tell you so you can see what it's the lines inside and everything. The reason being, if you're a writer, you may say, well, I'm not a writer. I didn't know I was a writer. Think about this. I was writing on envelopes, on the back of bills. I've been doing this for years, did not realizing I'm a writer. But I didn't have a home for my writing. That's what this is. If you are writing, let's say you're writing recipes down. That's what some people have used this for. They give this to other family members and they put the recipes in it, or they put their own recipes in it, or they use it as a journal. They can use it for that. Whatever you want to use it for, it gives it gives it a home. So I would encourage those of you familiar with the Big Black Journal. This is one of our writers from Transformations. This is her book, The Invisible Black Nurse. This is her book, The Invisible Black Nurse. And I just wanted to share this with you. And I can tell you right now, this wonderful lady, Dr. Robinson, just outstanding, beautiful, beautiful lady. So this is her book. So if you can go to, I believe Amazon. I don't want to say that and then it's not there. But you can contact me though. And this is one of her books. She's one of our writers. Very, very talented lady. This is another author. This is a children's book. He is not with Front Page Publishing, but to me, you're an author. I can hold your book up if I have your book. I can hold it up and advertise that for you and let people know that the book is out there. And Corey's Courtroom is excellent, excellent. And this is by James Harris, outstanding writer, James O. Harris. He has other books too. Some people have more than one. This one is Transformations. Excellent book. And I don't say this because I have poems in here. I know it sounds like, but I didn't. I'm saying it because these authors are outstanding. They truly are outstanding. So you can see their names on the cover. So just if you ever get a chance, this will be another book to take a look at. This is from an author. This is first-time author. My Cat is a Spy, Justin Lowe. This is our son. Justin Lowe's our son. This is his book. So he finished. That's his first children's book. And it's another author, and I'm almost done. And this is Fayette. Hi, Fayette. This is her. Why is Little Face So Happy? She's coming out with another one, too. Me and her talked about that. So, and this, as many of you know, this one's close to my heart because it talks about probate. Those who've ever heard me say, I call probate the devil. That's what I call it. You can call it what you want. I call it the devil. So if you've ever have to go through probate, I've gone through it. I don't even know what to say. If you can avoid it, avoid it. Let me just say that. And the way you avoid it is to prepare for I know it's hard to hear. Everybody, as my mother said to me one day, she said, look how God planned this. If you are born, if you're on this earth and you're born, you will die. Period. Anything that lives on this earth will die. Think about that. That's it. So the point being, if you own property in 33 states and the District of Columbia, so that's 34, and you have not, even if you've written a will, the property goes to probate. Whether you've written a will or not, still goes to probate. why this is so important, I'll hold it up so you can see it, is that you want to save your home from probate. If you own a property, you own property in California's in here, Arizona, Nevada, Texas. I can tell you some District of Columbia. Now, every state is not in here. Every state does not have these laws. But if you go into the book, it tells you exactly what states are abide by them, and then you can get an idea of who the law it pertains to. That you must be a homeowner. That's the key. And then you don't your whoever you decide to leave the property to, they don't have to go to probate to get the property. That is huge. So I would encourage you to do that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now we can go. And I'm saying this because I'm going to introduce you to the special guest for today. He was on the show a couple of weeks ago. The reviews were excellent. I ordered his book. I sure did, because I was like, whatever the secrets are in here, we want to know what that secret sauce is. Let me tell you that now, because this is no way you want to be owing people money and or any. I mean, who doesn't want? We know that's going to happen, but at the same time, he said he owed. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen, over $100,000. $100,000 in debt is no small. That's enough to make you stay up all night, to me, where you can't even sleep, worried about how you're gonna pay this money back. But before, be that as it may, let me get into his background so you know who our guest is for today. I can tell you right now, this gentleman, he's an author, he's a father, he's a husband, he's so many things. But he's going to tell you more about himself. So we're going to go over a little bit about what he talked about before, but really go into those of you that if you need his coaching, how to go about spending time with him and improving your either it be finances or it can be, well, he'll tell you the different things that we deal with in life. But he's excellent at that. Okay. First of all, excuse me, the world's only Betterologist, best-selling author, better life and business coach, and highly sought after speaker on the psychology of creating a better life and business. Before becoming a best-selling author and entering the coaching and speaking industry, Dordy worked as an information technology consultant for Fortune 500 companies for almost 20 years. He brings a wealth of knowledge and experience in technology and business management to help mission-driven individuals achieve a better life and business they have always dreamed about through coaching. His message of awareness, hope and achievement, and how to create a better life has been featured in university publications, major daily newspapers, and nationally syndicated TV, such as ABC. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the Mary D Show, Dordy Pierre Paul. You there, Dordy?
Hey Mary, thank you so much for bringing me back for part two. What an opportunity! What a classic introduction, and I really appreciate you again for inviting me a second time. And I'm looking forward to connect with your audience. Just a slight correction though, in terms of like the amount of money, it was $150,000. That was it. But you know what?
Yeah, I say over 100. I said,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I
I
need
just
to
like
put that. Yeah, because that's
yeah,
significant.
yeah,
That is not a
yeah.
small amount of money.
Yeah,
And you said
absolutely.
within, was it 35 or 36 months?
It was under 33 months.
Under 33 months.
Yeah.
That is focus and determination.
Yeah, yeah.
But isn't that what does it feel like not to have to deal with that?
I think the principle I would like to start with is just not to deal with it. It's give you freedom. It give you it make your life really light in terms of like you don't have to worry about all those stress, all those worries that come up with those heavy weight when it comes to debt. And but also there are things they give you clarity too, because when you stress there are so many things that you unable to see because your mind is just geared toward of making that payment, or whether or not I'll be able to have it by Friday or 2 weeks. All those things you able to breathe again, so now you could actually experience what we call, like, you know what, true freedom, living a life on your own term. I'm pretty sure that's something everybody want, and I know
Mhm.
that not only me but anybody that connect with you, anybody that you know
Yeah.
going through things like that is very heavy in the heart, and that's not acceptable.
Right. It's well, I think I this is me thinking. I think it shortens your life because all that energy that could be going to a creativity or it's not
Yeah,
because there's a block.
yeah,
Your mind is on that block of
absolutely.
or like you said the first time we had the you came on you said you got a phone call from
Yeah,
a bill collector.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
It's not funny, but I'm
oh,
laughing because it changed
yeah.
your life.
Oh no, that's something where when you um in that situation, when somebody would call you in the middle of something that you know, your job or maybe like your personal time with your family, says, hey, you need to pay this, otherwise we're gonna come after you. Now granted, I don't think anybody go borrow money, says, you know what, I don't want to pay it back. I don't think, that's the majority of people mindset. Things
Right,
happen that
right.
we know that it happened, but when somebody interrupt your day, says like, if you don't pay it, I'm gonna garnish your wage. I mean, I'm gonna garnish your wages. That should be something, to me, I would never imagine another person going through it, because that creating another layer of stress. Again, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, and I think what it is too, you owe it.
Yeah,
That's another thing. It's
yeah,
not like they're asking for something that you don't owe. They're asking
right.
for something that you do owe.
Absolutely, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that's what I think. And it's
Yeah, yeah,
but your book, is like finally got. I don't know what I was having a problem with me and my Amazon, but I did make it through and did order the book, and I cannot wait to read it. It'll be
yeah,
here tomorrow morning.
yeah,
And I am looking forward to it because after the show, I think I kept texting you. I was getting text messages from people
yeah,
saying, I got it. Or no, they said, I'm ordering it. That's what they said.
yeah.
I'm ordering. And that, so do you happen to have a copy near you so we can just hold it up?
Yeah, I do have a copy. I always keep a copy on my desk, and this is it
Okay.
right here.
The Better Life Blueprint, ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen. I
yeah,
want to
this
make
is it.
sure we
Yeah,
put that up there because we
yeah,
want people to buy it. So
yeah,
let's say.
yeah.
And before we go on to thank you. We have
Yeah.
comments from our audience. And
Okay.
the first comment is Richard. Hi, Richard. Richard says, hello, Mary. Hello, Oliver. And hello, Dordy. So
Hello, Richard.
I tell you, Richard's one of our original guests. He's been on the show since inception. So thank you,
Wow.
Richard. And so
Okay.
has Gwen. Gwen said, hello, Mary and Dordy, and welcome back. Welcome back, Gwen, to you too.
Hello, Gwen. Thank you.
And then we have Levon said, hello, Mary and Dordy. Hello, Levon. Hi. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. And
Yeah.
Victoria. Now, is that your friend, Dordy?
Victoria Rice.
Yes.
No.
Okay, I don't know why. Victoria, hi, well, welcome anyway, Victoria. I don't
Welcome.
recognize her name. That's why I said
Okay.
maybe she's a friend of yours. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, Victoria, you're welcome. Come back. We love seeing you here on the show.
Yeah.
But
Thank
I
you.
tell you, it's really been for me. Really made me think, sit down. Even though I haven't read the book yet, the one
Yeah.
thing you said which affected me was to face it.
Yeah.
It was to face it. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to face it.
Yo, man.
I don't want to face it. I don't want to face it because then it gets real.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
gets real.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's like, but the truth is, you cannot fix it unless you face it.
Oh, I love that. You cannot fix it unless you face it. That's so true. That's where we I mean, that's the purpose of, I know this is the problems, and particularly in those of us that know we have to face it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how can we actually embrace it to the point where we fix it?
Right.
So and I deciding to create a coaching program and academy, the Better Life Blueprint Academy,
Right.
which is not just you reading the book. That's give you the accountability. That'll give you the support. That give you the structure that you need to face it. Because
Right.
you know that when you there's a term called like lone ranger. It means like, you know what, you try to do it in your own versus when you have a group of people around you, or you have a coaching environment or somewhere that you would get that type of a support
Right.
that inspires something within, where you'd be like, okay, you know what, that person says, hey, I believe in you. Hey, I know you can do it. Hey, Mary, you know what? You can do it. I've been there. You know what? It's just like, are you talking to another person that's like you as, hey, Mary, don't worry about it. I believe that, you know what, this is just going to be a hiccup. So the Better Life Blueprint Academy, it's creating for that, just to for accountability, for support, to the point where those who want to facing this is that's what I says. I want to work with mission driven individual, meaning like those who want to face it. Let's go ahead and come up into that academy where I'm offering like free coaching calls, just to tell people, hey, you know what, you can face it. This is how it's gonna, this is what it's going to take, and I guarantee you can make it happen. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. You know what, you cannot face it, you have to face it for
Right.
you to fix it, because that's the reality.
It is. But I think too, it helps you get clarity.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
sometimes it's not as bad as you think it
yeah.
is,
Yeah.
but because you don't face it, that it like it grows, it gets
Oh, oh man. Wow. You know what? This is
I know we're laughing, but it's not funny. I don't want to. I don't want to
absolutely,
stop.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is the truth, because to me, the premise of what you're saying, like the clarity, because I said this: when the vision is clear, you become confident in your mission. When the
Yeah.
vision is clear, you
Yeah.
become confident in your mission. What does that mean? It means like, you know what? You get to the point where you see where you're going, things that were blocking you, meaning like when you actually have that clarity,
Hmm.
it puts you in a whole nother level, to the point where you said, you know what, I'm going to take it day by day, step by step, in order for me to get to that destiny. As a matter of fact, as we were talking, I got this acronym coming to my mind about clear. So it's just like clear is just like, you know what, first thing first for me, it's any clarity has to start with a desire, meaning like, you know, you got to connect the C, you have to connect with your desire.
Got
What
it.
does that mean, to connect with your desire? To connect with your desire,
Hmm.
meaning you have to asking yourself that question:
Right.
what do I want in life? Or what I'm missing? Or what do I do not want in life? Those are the three questions that allows you to connect with your desire. So once you connect with your desire, probably for some of us here, for me, that question is like, you know, I end up to asking myself that question after I collapsed on the floor. I remember, you know, I was so stressed out and I couldn't pay the bills, living paycheck to paycheck. One day, as I was working in the living room,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden I was like, things were heavy, you know, things were very heavy financially. And I barely able to work a decent amount of hours.
Right.
And one morning, going to the living room, I collapsed when I was on the floor. And I
Wow.
heard somebody call me, but it was my wife though. She was calling me, says, baby, baby. And I heard that voice from a distance and
Uh huh.
says, hey, baby, baby. But two things: the first, the interpretation of that voice that tells me, hey, you know what, you gotta step up to become a better provider. That's the one of the once of the meaning of that calling, because when somebody calling you, it means that two things: you are important. Number two, they actually missing you, because at that point, if I would have been gone, my family would have been living in a bad situation, because there would be nothing left. Number two,
Right.
as a man, I believe the number one job that God calling me to do, I need to be a good provider, be a good husband. So those things were not coming along. So the second thing that would that need to happen is, I don't want anybody to collapse on the floor, Mary. You don't have to collapse on the floor
Wow.
to asking yourself to connect with your desire. Because
Right.
when you've been clear, that means like, you know, I'm connecting with my God-given purpose, with my desire, with what I want to accomplish in life. You don't
Right.
have to wait to let go from a job in order for you to start your own business. You don't
Right.
have to wait until, like, you know what, until you actually get all everything together to start writing that book. You could start today if that's what you
Right.
want to connect
That's
it with.
right.
So the C is to connect with your desire. Now, when you connect with your desire, things doesn't start from here. Now you gotta keep going. So
Right.
number two, so the L, it mean like you got to list your priority. you got to list your priority. What does that mean to list your priority? Now you got something that you want, right? So
Right.
number two, so you list your priority. Okay, it means like, okay, what do I need to adjust in my life in order for me to start writing the first chapter of your book? Because
Right.
in order for you to start writing, maybe you need to to start maybe after 10 o'clock or maybe 9 o'clock after you're done with putting the kids to bed. I'm probably gonna start doing that. Maybe you start the first introduction. Maybe I'm gonna commit it to do says, you know what, I'm gonna making sure just move things around, shuffling things around in order for me to start writing. Maybe it's not that. Maybe you know what, I might need to go ahead and starting a business on the side while I'm working my 9 to 5. That means like you actually listing your priority in order to achieve that desire that you're listing early. So
Right.
number two, this is what I had to do. Um, I had to actually starting doing side hustle. What do I mean by doing side hustle? Side hustle is actually an opportunity for me to start increase my income
Right.
and bring my income to the point where I can start supporting my family. And I gotta be honest with you, when you start enlisting your priority, you're gonna be shocked to know that you know what? Hey, there is time. There is time to get done what you need to get done. You just
Right.
have to making sure, like you list it out, says, those are the things I'm gonna have to do. So after you listing your priority, now you get going. You get going. As you get going, guess what happened? As you get into your priority, now it's time for you guys. It's time for you now to establish as a goal. Establish as a goal.
Yeah.
What do you mean by establish as a goal? So there's a differences between wishes and a want.
Right.
You can wish all day,
Yep.
but if you not start measuring, says, you know what, in 2 years or maybe 3 years or something like that, I'm gonna go ahead finishing paying off this debt. You're
Right.
gonna be in it. Because for me, when I know I owe $150,000 in debt, I sat down in the living room with my wife, said, you know what? We need to pay those people their money. We
Yep.
need to do that in 5 years. I remember that vividly sitting down in the living room with my wife, says, let's list everything. Now
Right.
we list everything. Now let's go ahead and put a time frame to it. Now this is in 5 years. Mary, you know what happened? When you start and connect with your desire, you listen your priority, and you establish as a goal, guess what happened? And this is where things get to the next one here. The next step is the A. You have to start acting on your plan, acting in your plan.
Wow.
Now as I'm acting on my plan, guess what happened? Instead of pay off the house in 5 years, I paid it off in 33 months. Now, I'm not telling you those things just because it happened overnight, but
Right.
it happened because I connected with my desire. I
Right.
list my priority, I
Right.
establish as a goal, and I act on my action. So as I
Woo.
acting on my action, the last one, then as I'm acting on my action, I'm starting to reevaluating my life, reevaluating my goals. Am I going to the direction? Am I actually living the life I'm calling to live? So clarity, have it being clear on your mission. When the vision is clear, we become confident in our mission. It means that you know what, we know where we're going, we know what we want, and we're
Right.
willing to do whatever it takes. And we know that this is what it's going to take, and we're willing to make it happen. Because at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
where there's no clarity, there's frustration. Need to stop
Yeah.
frustrating our life because we create for something better.
And Dordy. I'm first. I'm gonna give you a hand. But I would tell you, I'm listening to you, and I know it's true. And I say this is what I say about why I know it's true. When you pray, if
Yeah,
your prayers
yeah,
are crazy, and I say
yeah,
crazy mean you don't really know what you want,
yeah,
God cannot answer that prayer.
absolutely.
But when you are clear and focused, it's
Yeah,
like the universe.
yeah,
Because you're clear. Your
yeah,
clarity brings clarity to how it can answer the prayers.
yeah, for
I'm
sure.
a witness in my life. I am a witness. That's why I know it's everything you're saying. I know it's true. You were
Yeah,
clear.
yeah,
You knew exactly what you wanted. You knew, and you
yeah,
had. I think that I honestly, I really think that is the key. Is
yeah,
that clarity?
yeah. It
You
is.
were clear. You and your wife were clear. This is our goal, and you were
Yeah,
working in the same direction. Just that alone.
yeah, yeah.
How many? I personally know couples. It's like they work against each other.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And that's
okay.
hard to even
Yeah.
say that, but it happens
Yeah.
that they're in the same household, and you would think that they are not in the same household because they're going,
Yeah.
one's going this way, one's going that way.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
can't, but when you have a team and
Yeah.
you're both going in the same direction, oh my God, nothing beats a team. When
Oh,
you and your wife came together
yeah.
and you were
Yeah.
on one accord
For
and
sure.
you worked clear, look what you were able to accomplish.
Yeah. For sure.
But when you fainted, was that up under the weight of all that? That's what you.
I mean, when I finished, it was more like give me a sense of knowing that wow, I can do anything once I know where I'm going, but also the strength, the power that coming along with that, it's priceless because at the end of the day, we need to a lot of time what happened is there's a lack of clarity and we don't know exactly what we want. We end up living out someone else's life and we're not living our life. What does that mean? It means, there are times that exactly what we want. We know exactly. It's like it's just as a little kids, or maybe like somebody probably watching the show as they're watching this, they'll be like, man, you know what? I want to start doing a live show or podcast or somehow and they start to question themselves, okay, who I am to start something like that,
Yeah,
anybody gonna listen to me,
yeah,
or like they all those imposter syndrome starting to
yeah.
playing in the mind, and all of a sudden they're living a life where they were not supposed to live in. So for me, it's for anybody that listen to this one here, connecting with that desire, connecting with it, it's something that we all need to do. And if we don't do that, we just gonna continue living in frustration. We're gonna continue living a life that's all about dissatisfaction. We're gonna continue living a life that depressing, which is gonna creating more problem to your health and not living to your potential. And this is why I said, you know what, we need to create something where people have the accountability, where people can find the support, people can find the help. So we want to help. I want to help people. If I could help, like, if I could help one person or two person that sharing that blueprint, that principle, my goodness, that would put me in a position to say, you know what? Hey, something is going on and people are paying attention. They want to do better.
And it takes, I think, to be an example
Yeah.
because you're not just talking about what you can do. You did it.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
that is, I mean, you live this. This is not something you can just, talk. Well, you know what? If you do this, this will happen. You're saying, I live this.
Yeah.
This is what we did. This is how we were able to do it. And if there's anything in here that can help you, I want to share
Yeah.
this with you, whatever that may
Absolutely.
be. And it may
Yeah.
be somebody that said, "Well, I have $10,000." I'm gonna be honest. If you, it doesn't matter the amount,
Yeah.
because if you are stressed about
Yeah.
anything in your life,
Yeah.
what difference does it make? It'd be $100.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what I've heard when person say, "Well, what can $100 do for someone?" And
Oh
all I
man.
kept thinking was, evidently,
Yeah.
you don't need $100.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
need $100 is the world to someone
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
needs it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we are,
Yeah.
and that just depends on where you are. I don't
Yeah.
think they meant. I don't. I'm for sure they did not mean that negatively, or it wasn't like that. It's
Right.
just that where they were financially for
Yeah.
them, that didn't seem like a big deal.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
let it be where you don't have any money,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it changes what's going on in your life. We're
Yeah.
gonna go to our audience quickly here because I saw Elaine, and Elaine is one of our original. Wow, is one is one of our original supporters. Also, I want to
Okay.
make sure I have her comment up there. And Elaine says, "Hello, Mary, Oliver, and Dordy. So glad to have you back for part 2 presentation." Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, thank you. Elaine, I tell you, this lady, when it comes to finding money for people, for scholarships for kids,
Whoa.
I'm thinking it probably is close in the millions. I'm sure, Elaine. I don't
Whoa.
know for sure, but if you have a child that's looking for scholarships, yeah, you need to
Wow.
contact me, and I'll get you in contact with Elaine. That's for
Okay.
sure.
That's great.
And then we have Dumas Martin. Bonjour, Mary. Comment as vous as va. I don't know what that means.
I think she says "Comment ça va?"
It's Thomas Savant. Okay, that's
Yeah.
Dumas. Dumas is the president of the Idea Club.
Okay.
He's an inventor, and I tell you, and a friend. I will say that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
all our corporations, Dumas is a godsend. I tell anybody, if you are looking to build a corporation or anything like that, contact Dumas on the
Amen.
ideaclub.com. And then we also have here, I'm sorry, that was David. Hi, David. And you're visiting California again? All right, David. I tell you. Well, and David's a supporter. He lives in Canada and he lives in the United States. I think or maybe he
Wow.
travels to Canada, but he
Okay.
travels quite a bit. So I'm glad to see you back. I want to make sure I got their comments in because the audience, as you know, you are so special to the Mary D show. And I just really appreciate each and every one of you. So I want to make sure if you leave a comment, ladies and gentlemen, the goal is to get your comment on the screen. That is the goal.
Yeah.
Well, Dory, I put it down, and you tell me, I put down the blueprint, betterlifeblueprintacademy.com. Is that the website they would go to?
No, the website is Solution for Better Life. Solution for Better
Okay.
Life
Why
dot
don't we put
com.
that in there? So those of you, if you have heard Dordy and it's something that resonates with you, if you can use his excellent, excellent coaching, then you want to get in touch with him because I can tell you right now, you will be blessed. You will definitely be blessed. So I want you to have the opportunity. Those of you that did what I did, and that is purchase his book, definitely do that. Also, there it is. It's on the screen. To make sure you get a book or the coaching or anything. I'm saying that because sometimes we'll say we need something and it's presented to us, but you may not realize that was what you were asking
Yeah.
for. So you want to get in touch with him if that's what you're interested in, coaching or getting the book. I'm not saying not do one or the other. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Do either get the book or go to the coaching, whichever one is in your best interest.
Yeah.
But you'll be glad you did. I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
I will
For
say
sure.
that.
For sure.
Well, I know too. Some of our listeners here may not have heard the story
Yeah.
of how your upbringing. And I mentioned to you earlier, I was reading because you go on Amazon, they have excerpts, and I was reading that on your book, and I thought, wow, what kind of strength? Because the one I read, which was really fascinating, how the girlfriend left and left you with nothing. I was like, what? I was like, I mean, and for you, honestly, truthfully, Dorothy, to come out of all of this positive,
Yeah.
that's
Got
what
to.
got me. For you to have gone through all of those things, that's an
Yeah.
abandonment.
Yeah.
That's trauma, as we all know, trauma.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And for you still to have a positive outlook on life through
Yeah.
all of the things you have gone through, I was amazed, truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why
Yeah.
don't you share with the audience what you've gone through?
Absolutely. Well, again, I grew up in Haiti, and from an early age, my parents got divorced, and obviously grew up in Haiti. The turmoil out there, it's vivid. You could tell from an early age that there's a lack of opportunity, but also there are limitations as well. And there's something that I cultivated from an early age where I don't know where that came from, but some people were to tell me that it's just your fate. We're always there, that I always know that I'm created for something better, and that's not where I don't accept living below my potential.
Right.
So I've always keep in the back of my mind to say, like, you know what, things gonna get better. I need to find a way to make things better. Now, parents was not around. Obviously, my father, when my parents got divorced, my father took us, and we were living under me and my older brother, and he got a girlfriend. So daddy on the other hand is a good provider, but also when it comes to relationship it wasn't that great. So it's the type of man, as a matter of fact, full transparency, that he got kids with 6 different women. So the blueprint about relationships for me, it's that's what I know. But what happened is that girlfriend that he had,
Mhm.
he one day when he left us with her, and she pretty much emptied the house. She took everything, everything. We're talking about leave the house empty, and took everything and left us. And I was in the front porch and thinking about, wow, is it something I've done? Is it nobody care about me? I mean,
Ooh.
is it me like I'm a mistake? And all those thoughts were playing in my mind. And fast forward, the idea of a better life come to pass when my mother migrated here in '94. She brought me here in America, to America. So all those ideas, knowing that things gonna get better, it finally starting to play around. So I came here with nothing. You know, they didn't even know the language. I just don't know nobody. The only thing I know, hey, if I'm get here with nothing,
Mhm.
there's the land of opportunity. I can make
Yeah.
something out of it. So therefore, since that 2001, I'm on a mission to get better. Every day, I was like, you know what? In order for me to get better, I need to work on myself. I need to making sure that I
Mhm.
create things that was not available for me. So
Right.
fast forward, now I'm here today to tell people, you know what? Even though you start with nothing, don't let your circumstances
Yeah.
determine your reality. I know what I'm saying is just kind of like a little cliche, but hear me. But that's not the reality. That's not what I meant. I meant, don't let your circumstances determine the goals in the dream that you have in your heart. That's what I mean. Because
Right.
if I came from a place where we're talking about no connection, no nothing, and I'm here today where I'm able to create a better life, not only for me, for my family, but now I'm an author. Not only I'm an author, but now I'm the founder of Better Life Blueprint Academy, where I'm providing value to other people.
Right.
You can do it too. So at the end of the day, those trauma I went through, it set me up to become the person I am today,
Yeah.
knowing that anybody could overcome the situation if they're willing to.
Woo! I'm clapping, clapping, clapping. Because what you're really saying, there are no excuses.
Absolutely.
Because you're saying, I am a, this is where I started from. Number one, you came to the country. Let's just start
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
So you were not born in the United States.
No, no. Bum Haiti.
Okay. And you came, your mother, um, she brought you, and was it a brother or a sister with her?
Yeah, my mother brought three of us here in 2001, and that's actually a whole nother show in itself. But short version of that, she migrated here in 2000 in 1994 with my two sibling, my 3 month what my 3 months old brother and my 3-year-old sister. She was in a boat on the water for 30 days with
Oh,
nobody.
wow.
She said, you know what, I'm tired of that life. I need to get to America. And I
Ooh,
know once I get there, I will create a better life for me, but also for my children. So we know that at the core of my life and what's passed along to me, we're always seeking for a better life. I thought it's only better life is only for immigrant, but apparently no. We all want better. It's just a matter what that better, what that better mean to you. So it just, oh, if somebody might want to be better in the finances, somebody might want to be better in the relationship, somebody might be better as a person as a whole. So we all want to be better. Better, it's not mean like, you not don't have any flaw. It mean like I want to improve every day. That's the man. That's the mindset. That's the whole mantra about
right.
that. In a nutshell, my mother made the sacrifice, and she set the foundation, and now I'm able to build on that foundation to help other people build a better life as well.
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm clapping, but I can always, and I can say this too, from what I observed in life, in order to succeed, there's always a sacrifice.
Oh, for sure, for
There's
sure.
always a sacrifice, and it can be a sacrifice of time. It
Yeah,
doesn't have to always be money. Time.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're sacrificing
yeah,
time that you could be doing other things
yeah,
because you're building. And
yeah,
this is my personal. I've shared this with our audience.
yeah,
I do write children's books, true enough, but I'm going into screenwriting, and it is a struggle. I've
yeah,
shared this. I've said I struggle with this, and I go back to the children's books because that's my like happy place. And
yeah,
then
yeah,
I was finished writing something else. But the reason being because in the screenwriting, I sacrificed the children's books to go into the screenwriting. I'll be honest
yeah,
with that.
yeah,
But if
yeah,
I didn't, I would never get through this learning curve
yeah,
because
yeah,
of how do you become. I want to be a good screenwriter. I want to write
yeah,
good movies. I
yeah,
just
yeah,
want to do that. And I
yeah,
sometimes I think about, are you crazy to want to even do something like that? And but then I have to remind, I always, this is my how I remind myself. Nobody was born doing any of this.
yeah, exactly,
I don't care what it
exactly.
is. Nobody came in this world. I don't care what it is. They
Yeah,
all had to learn.
yeah.
So if in this, and I always say, if they can learn, you can learn.
You can learn too.
But
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be the first to admit there's a reminder going on in my
Yeah.
mind. Keep
Hmm.
reminding yourself of that because you can get caught up and look at, oh, well, so and so did this and so
Yeah.
did that. Don't
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
life like this. The only
Yeah.
race you are running, you're the
Yeah.
only person in that race.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a race of one. I know it
Yeah.
sounds crazy,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
one of you in that race.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Sure.
I say that because I'm
Yeah.
telling you what I have to do daily.
Yeah.
Daily, I go like
Yeah.
this. It's like
Absolutely.
run your race, Mary. Whatever that is for you, as they say, was for you is for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as I've mentioned to you, whatever you're seeking is seeking you.
Oh, I love
You
that.
were, you were seeking a better life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when you were a child, your
Yeah.
mind was seeking it. So what happened? It was seeking you.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
being on a boat for 30 days is I can't even imagine.
No.
I
That's where on the book of Better Life Blueprint, there's a chapter called chapter 5 called like make a strategic sacrifice. Make a strategic sacrifice. What does it mean to make a strategic sacrifice? It means you investing. You do a calculation where you're investing on things today that will give you a better return tomorrow.
right.
When you're starting something, let's say like you become you're on a journey to become an entrepreneur, you know that for the first couple of years or the first couple of months you might not see any return on your investment.
Right.
But as you build that up, as you create, like as you become, as you creating what we talk like momentum, and you got that credibility, and you start to see, okay, now things starting to flow, things
Right.
starting to come to pass. And I tell people all the time, there's no such a thing as success overnight.
No.
There's not, that's not the mindset. But obviously, from a marketing standpoint, from a
Yeah.
copy standpoint, we got polish it, make it real nice. But if you think about it, if you think about it, if we want to get to where we need to be after you
Mhm.
connect with your desire, you have to make sacrifice. Sacrifice for us when we're actually pay off the house. Guess what happens? Sometimes I would eat leftover for that, like 5 days a week. You know
Yeah.
what? But we were focused. We were laser focused on our goals. We were saying, like, you know what? We're gonna say no. It's like, in other words, you say no to the things that you need to say no today in order for you to say yes to the things that you need to say yes later. That's called
Yeah.
strategic sacrifice. We live in a time and a day where
Yeah.
it's all about the microwave mentality. No,
Yeah.
it's not like that. So if we want to be the version, or if you want to create a business, you want to become the person, you want to become the entrepreneur, you want to actually go into that journey where you said, you know what, I want to increase your income. You might probably says, I need to probably upgrade my skill set. It might not be, the things that you said, honestly, the return today, but
Right.
as long as you're working on it, says, I'm going to make that strategic sacrifice,
Yeah.
and you're going to see that return like my mother did today. After 97 till today, I mean, you're talking about 2001 till 2023, 2000.
Woo.
That's talking about a long time, but all about strategic though.
It's and I think more than anything, like you said, which I would agree with 1,000%. When you make that sacrifice, understand it's not going to be overnight.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not when you see it, like I'll use Tyler Perry as an example. It
Yeah.
looks like Tyler Perry was an overnight success. It
Yeah.
does. He will tell you the time he put what is it, cardboard in his shoe
Yeah.
because there was no sole on the bottom. He
Yeah.
will tell you how he was homeless and he had spent his last dime doing a show.
Yeah.
When he was doing the stage shows, I don't know if he does stage shows anymore, but when he did that, he was sacrificing then. But
Yeah.
the passion for what he was doing was so great
Yeah.
he never stopped.
Yeah.
He would say
Yeah.
he would be a dishwasher and did that for like a month to get the money to put on another show.
Yeah.
That's what it wasn't like he was doing it for his well-being. It was
Yeah.
all for that. So but now to look at him we think wow, but he sacrificed.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sacrificed, and I see that. And
Yeah.
as far as people that are successful, there's a
Yeah.
sacrifice in there somewhere, either
Yeah.
of their time, of their
Yeah.
money, of their. It could even be relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Believe it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Um, but they've sacrificed something for that.
Sometimes the word sacrifice get a bad rep. Like people says,
Mhm.
"Man, why do I need to sacrifice?" Whether
Right.
you call it sacrifice, whether you call it, what, I'm gonna have to say no. Whether you call it
Yeah,
something else different, but you have to know that there are things that you're gonna have to make. You're gonna have to make some adjustment.
you
Make
are.
adjustment in your life. It's not about wanting to be that way, but it's all about you said, "Hey, today." Let's. There is a time, Mary. Just want to give you an example.
Okay.
I don't remember going to vacation for a long time because the thing is, when I see people go to vacation, it's not like what vacation was not on my radar, but it was not. I was not able to go vacation right now because if I do go to vacation, that's gonna retracted me from where I want to go. So
Right.
when again, I'm going back again. When your vision is clear, you become confident in your mission. Guess what happened? You're gonna stay focused. Says, you know what? Hey, I need to pay this off. I will pay this off. Whether or not, nobody pay attention like you're doing in your show. As you so focused in your passion, in your desire, says, you know what? I'm gonna do it not because of the number. Yes, those gonna grow up, but I'm gonna continue to do it until I know where I need to be, or at least people are gonna make it an impact. Because at the end of the day, you know where you're going. I know where
Yeah.
I'm going. We're willing to make that strategic sacrifice because at the end of the day, we want to impact life. That's the whole thing about making the sacrifice. I don't like when people say, "Oh man, sacrifice is a bad thing." Sacrifice, no, no, that's not the reality. Sacrifice is
No.
not like you crucify yourself. It's not like you said like what, I'm gonna live in a place where I'm gonna starve myself. That's not the idea I'm talking about here. The idea is, what do you need to say no to? I'm sure that there's so many things I could do right now,
Right.
but I decided to say no to it because
Yeah.
I know by talking to Mary, adding value to the audience, that's something that part of my brain. I want to
Yeah.
do that just to be full transparency. I had to say no to other appointment to
Right.
say yes to that.
It's true.
Yeah,
It is part of it.
yeah.
It is part. That's why we say the priority. What's the priority?
Thank you. Yeah,
What is it? And
yeah,
honestly, and that can change. I don't
yeah.
want to say that
Absolutely. Yeah,
it can change because I laugh. I don't laugh. My husband laughed at me. This was a couple years ago. I said, Oliver, one day those we're gonna have chauffeur driven limousines pull up to the house and they're gonna be taking us this. He just looks over at me like, mhm. And I laughed, but I said, now I'll be the first to admit it has not happened. But I say these things because I realize when it does, it will not be a surprise.
yeah,
It will be no surprise because I'm saying I'm laying the groundwork now. This is
yeah,
the sacrifice now of
yeah,
putting, like you said, putting the show together. I have people have said to me, "How do you have time to do that? How do you have?" I said, I don't," because like you said, it's a passion.
yeah,
I love talking to people. I love interviewing people. I enjoy it so much. It's not work for me.
yeah,
It's more of a love for me.
yeah,
That's what I've come to terms. And the truth is, until it is like that,
yeah,
you're not going to be able to do it.
yeah,
You do the things you do not because of the money as it is. This is a love.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what in your blueprint. That's a love.
yeah,
That's a You're writing out of truly out of love for I learned this. Let me share this with someone else. So they don't have to go through what I went through.
yeah.
And I tell
Absolutely.
anybody, oh, you know what? We've been talking. I haven't been back to the audience. I'm sorry, audience. I'm coming back. Here we go. I said, I haven't been back to see. And the audience says, hi, Charles. Charles says, hi, Mary. Hi, Pierre. And then
Yeah.
Oliver, our executive producer, Oliver says, hi, Dordy. Welcome back to the show.
Thank
Hi,
you.
babe. And then Oliver he says, hi, Dordy. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for your expertise and knowledge. Looking forward to a great show. All right. We've been
Amazing.
talking so much. I forgot to come back to that's a good thing. I mean, it's good in that but audience, you're always in my heart. So charge it to
Yeah.
my head and not my heart. So just know
Yeah.
that.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
but we're down to 5 minutes, Dordy.
Ah, man, the time go by fast.
We have 5 minutes. So, what are some that you like? What would you like to? First of all, hold your book up again. Please do that. And what would you like to share as we close out the show today for our audience?
Yeah, what I want to share with the audience is just to not let their circumstances hold them back, because a lot of time we look into where we are today,
Yeah,
but we don't know what's on the other side.
yeah,
And this is what we're talking about. You know what? We gotta face our fear. On the book, we talk about that. I do talk about that. As a matter of fact, I believe it's chapter 2 on the book. So I just want to give a little sneak peek on this one here. It says, like, face your fear. Fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours, by Zig Ziglar. So I put it that way.
yeah,
So it's like we sometimes actually have something in our heart that we want to pursue.
yeah.
And for me, I know being in debt, that something was heavy on my heart, on my life. It put me so much, it gave me so much, I had so much limitation where I couldn't
Mm,
go forward. And I decided to say, you know what, even though I was not making that much, I was not making that much, honestly. When I was starting thinking about that one, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Now, if I was looking to what I was making back then, Mary, to say, I'm paying that off, that was scary. And for some of us, it's just don't pay attention to what you have today. It's pay attention to what you want to accomplish. And that's why I know that from a person that been there before, that's why I says, you know what? I'm willing to offer free coaching call to anybody that go to my website, click on contact. I'm willing to work with anybody, give them the blueprint I use for free, for free, and no
wow.
money. You don't have to pay anything for free. Or you go ahead. The at the end of that call, you walked away with a blueprint that you have that clarity. You know your purpose. You know your passion, and we put a prior. We actually circle that with a. We know that, hey, how can I prioritize what's important to me, and
Right.
how can I actually create a plan around that, and when I need to take action, and from that action, as we know, we're getting traction. How can we measure that, and at the end of the day, to live life that you create to live. So my goals and my goal for today is just pretty much like, help your audience, help anybody that want to get out of debt, anybody that want to create, stop from living paycheck to paycheck. It's not fun when you're living from paycheck to paycheck.
No, it's
From
not.
you living like, that you actually won, you on the edge of actually living, and to the point where anybody could turn off that key. It's just like, what, you go to work, you don't know what your boss gonna say.
Mhm.
It's so painful. So anybody that's on that edge, I want to give him a plan, because that's not life. And I know a better life is your
Right.
birthright. Let's making sure we claim that today.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, now what do they have to do? What is your website to make sure they have the opportunity to get there?
Sure. Anybody could go to solution, SOULUTION, for
Okay.
better life, FORBETTER
We have
dot com
1 minute. You know
forward.
what? Say
Uh-huh.
it. Start it again,
Okay.
Dordy.
Sure. It's a solution for better life.com
Okay. Let's
forward
put down.
slash contact. If you go ahead, fill out that form, you schedule a free coaching call with me. I'll make sure at the end of that free coaching call, you worked away with the blueprint where you have the clarity, and you have the energy, the passion to get rid of what that monkey did in your bag, because we don't want that in our bag at all. Solution for better life. Let's see. Oh, there's no ed. Oh, yeah, that's good. You're good. You're good. Solution for better life. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that is good.
Got
That's
it.
good.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got it. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, copy down that website. We do have to go. It is exactly, I'm at exactly 1 o'clock. I'm exactly 2 o'clock. And I like to get off because the system will cut off and then we don't get a chance to say goodbye. So thank you for coming on the show today. Thank you
Okay.
again, Dorothy. We appreciate you being a guest. I mean, you have the wealth of knowledge. I'm going to try and actually send you out on my email system, if that's okay,
Absolutely.
and put
Absolutely.
down that it is a free consultation on
Yeah.
how to become debt free.
Absolutely. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. So
Yep.
you heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen. He says, "Can you put in the conversation?" I did. Oh, I didn't put it in there. I'm sorry. There it is. There it is. Can you see it? I see that's Dr. Brewster is saying that. Okay. So it is exactly 2 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, solutionsforbetterlife.com. And those of you on the email system, you will get an email that's going to talk about it. And I'd like to thank you again, Dordy, for coming back for part 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our broadcast for today. See you next Monday. Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.